guys, got another one to explain to you. So this is one of my Kraken builds. This one's a little special because this is the one and only brass dial blue background. It's like a blue enamel paint that my buddy who no longer makes dials. It's a different Kraken than the other ones that you see. See, it has all of that detail going around it, has the detail in the tentacles. So that is a different guy, and that's C3 Superluminova that he put in there. So this is a different dial than what you normally see from me. And this is the one and only. So, so it's a brass dial. We got gold pointer hands in there. And then that's a custom painted second hand. Okay, Google, volume at 14%. So that's his dial. We have it in an antique bronze cerakote. So it's like a nice darker brown. And that also helps set off the actual brass dial. So this is actual brass. It can patina over time. It can change color. It can change. Like there's even some spots in it. At an angle, you can kind of see some pock marks there. Up around 50 is a weird kind of little spot there. But actual brass, and it's actually difficult to see in the yeah, the camera's not really picking any of it up. So camera and light aren't really picking up much of anything. So this is an actual brown cerakote, and that's the kind of, yet again, play off of the color pattern we got going here. It's brown cerakote crown with an anchor engrave on it. We have a large window exhibition caseback, steel movement holder going around there, and a gold or gilded rotor. And then this is on one of my Horween straps. This is the Kraken engraved Horween strap. So hopefully he likes it. Side of the case is also engraved with my... Come on, man. There we go. The Kraken logo with the Kraken kind of integrated in there. But so that is his build as a whole. I know it doesn't like to focus on anything. My camera, for being such an expensive phone with so many features, doesn't ever really know what I'm focused on. It thinks maybe not that thing. Maybe that one thing all the way back there is what you really want to look at. So I don't know where it gets that from. So that is the build. As always, I go over the bezel to show you it does not click. It can go left, it can go right. I just put it on there a little bit tighter. So in theory, it should stay there. Unless you kind of purposely move it. It's hard to move it with one finger. So you can ting it a little bit around, but it will be difficult. So this is an automatic mechanical, so you can wear it, you can wind it, you can put it in a winder. But before you put it on, if you're not going to be very active, pre-wind it a little bit. So unscrew the crown until it comes off the threads. You feel a little bit of play in there. You can hear it and feel it clicking. At that point, you can wind. So a wind is a direction that way. Going back does nothing, but it's got reversers, so it doesn't hurt anything. And it's a lot easier to wind back and forth, and you can kind of space your finger out against the case and hold it in that wind position. So if you do this for about 4 seconds before you put it on, even if you're not very active, you will keep the time. If you do it for something closer to 20 seconds, you'll max out your 31-hour power reserve, which is what I do to make sure it's running the next day, and I can take pictures and videos of it. So if you pull it to the one and only click, you can now set your time. So you're going to be kind of pulling on it as you set the time. You don't want it to fall back towards that wind position, even though you won't be able to wind. But if you get it down in there, you can't. See how you can't do anything? It's not doing anything. It's not winding either. It's not clicking. You can't tell that, but it's not clicking. And it's not setting the time. So kind of keep it pulled. To go back to the wind position, you got to screw it back down to disengage that clutch. So, okay, Google, what time is it? 2:51 p.m. And what you also notice is you've got a wobble crown. It's deflecting lateral pressure on that stem. It's not transferring it into it. And it also makes it nice and easy to push right back over and thread down. So there's the build. This Horween leather is nice and tight against there. If you ever feel that's getting too tight on there, Brian, just kind of give it a little bit of a pull, because I don't know if you can see how thick. Oh, of course, focus on that, not the thing that I'm hitting. See how thick that is? See how it's kind of rolled up under there? If you give it a little pull, then it clears it, right? And then it's fine. See? But over time, that's going to wear a little bit, and then it's going to be easier. Obviously, you can always wear the watch. Even if it's stuck out here, those will curve back down, right? But if you feel like it ever gets real tight, it's just how it's thick. It's and it's going to work itself in. So, but if you ever feel that that leather is getting harder or anything along those lines, that's why I always include the leather conditioner. This comes with every build. This keeps that nice and soft. Just apply a little bit, rub it in there, remove any excess, kind of let it set in there. Every build comes with matching beads, whether you wear them or not, it's up to you, but at least you've got the style to go with it. Every watch comes with watch cleaner. This is good on all glass and metal parts of this whole section here. It's non-streaky, non-toxic, non-residue. His comes with a special edition Kraken box. And then your build cards. He forgot to include your build cards. He sent me all the build cards I needed. It said every single build card set except for yours, which is classic, typical. So, and this is an acrylic glass. If you ever scratch it or nick it or anything like that, if you nick it too hard, this might not work. I can always fix your glass. But it's fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon repackaged. It's essentially like a poly watch. If you get a scratch in it, put a little bit on there, buff it against it using your microfiber, generate some heat with your thumb and fill that scratch, and then polish buff it out. About 15 seconds, it should be gone, but only use as much as you think you need to fill that scratch, or a little bit more, because you're going to have some that soaks into this, and the rest you're going to be pushing all around your glass, and try not to push down and behind your bezel. So a little bit will go a long way, I promise you. Same thing with your leather conditioner. This stuff should last your watch, right? In 30 years from now, you should go, hey man, do you have any more of that leather conditioner? Or I used the last of it last year. So, because this is maybe every 6 months, and this is when you do it, and there's enough in there that you can probably clean 15 watches and for 2 years. So that will go a long way. Poly watch, you get a tiny bit in there. But that is your build, sir. I hope you love it. And if you guys want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see builds like this in the future, like and subscribe as I put them up all the time. Thanks for hanging out.